We'll run through this toolbox. I've got no birthdays, no anniversaries this week. We're 334 days without a switching incident, so that's been awesome. We're almost at the year mark, so keep up the good work, guys. Got no switching alerts. I don't think any of our mentors are here. Chris is not here, and Sebby's not here, so we'll skip all of that. I've just got some DS incidents near misses hazards to go through, so you've got 3 to go through today. This one was a twinge, a back injury, so twinge occurred in right shoulder when placing lunchbox in truck cabin, possibly due to tight muscles from previous day's heavy work and slight overstretch, placing lunchbox behind seat. Pain subdued as day passed, not expecting ongoing issues. So just take it easy, guys. Second one was public lighting one, so crews were sent out to scope some work, did some testing of the light columns, found that a couple of the light columns were live. Leader went to site to assist, and they found potential cause was broken neutral between one of the light columns, which was giving a voltage feedback on the other poles beyond that. All right. So just a good example, guys. Test your poles, test your light columns before we go jumping in there and doing stuff, because we don't know what's going on underground or what other people have done in the past. Last one, this was a driving incident. So I was driving through an intersection at Regency Road, South Road, turning right onto South Road, vehicle heading west on Regency Road, pulled left onto South Road and merged across to access South Road through the underpass, cutting the driver off. Driver was required to brake heavily to avoid the collision. So again, guys, just stay vigilant on the roads. That's all for the DS incidents, near misses. Got some alerts. So I got Reese has got one for driving and remote travel. Probably would have been handy to start alert.
Following recent rainfall during a weather event, a power line crew from Elizabeth Depot was undertaking a patrol due to a feeder outage in a Land Cruiser. As part of the patrol, the crew needed to travel down a fire track. As they made their way down, the track began to get slippery, so they decided to stop on a flat section of land. Further assessment and discussion, the crew decided it would be safest to stop their patrol due to the conditions. The Land Cruiser was parked where it was safe, and the workers walked back up the hill and were collected by other crew members. And they returned later on to grab their ute the next day when the conditions were safer. So this example demonstrates good safety leadership and good behaviours that companies seek to achieve through our current driving campaign and the way we manage safety overall. So well done to that group.
Thanks, Reese. Ryan's got one for a potential electric shock.
So for safety excellence, central electric shock from Durton. So mid-August, there was a substation crew working with Indy Star on an OLTC panel upgrade. During the checking for secondary isolation, it was discovered that there was some incorrect wiring between marshalling boxes. So testing the boxes revealed that there was a heater supply cable live, and associated cables were traced and found to be connected to an AC panel. And therefore the heater cables in the transformer control boxes were live, unlabelled and cut at the bottom of the box. So huge potential for risk there, but the guys have seen something that didn't look right, they've investigated it and they've rectified it on site. So great safety excellence and risk awareness there on that one. And just remember that work safe standards, so never assume anything's de-energised until it's proven dead.
Cool, thanks Ryan. I've got a culture working party update. So recently a few committee members caught up to reassign the next wave of actions. This was in addition to the scheduled catch-up. As they ran out of time during this last catch-up, so these are the actions that we focused on over the coming period. So rumour spreading, fear of repercussion from leaders who are giving constructive feedback both up and down. Organisational structure not changing, so trying to keep it as steady as we can. Removing the sacking culture from the depot, and more for office-based leaders, being more involved in site visits, getting out and having a chat with the groups, see what's going on, getting a feel for the depot. The new list of actions will be stuck up around the depot for you all to see and keep track of, and there will be sort of in the process of building a way of being able to measure these, so we can gauge whether it's working or we need to improve. Right, so we're in the process of putting some form of measurement on these actions. I think Nick's got the last thing, just go through some drug and alcohol policy stuff.
Yeah, so just going through this, so just going through testing for drugs and alcohol, our rights and the procedure behind it. So I'll read it pretty much word for word, so we don't miss anything or take anything out of perspective. So confidentiality. So maintaining strict confidentiality other than SA Power Networks management on a need-to-know basis. Employees or contractors' disclosure of personal information related to the use of alcohol and or drugs. Support and assistance sought by employees and contractors relating to the use of alcohol and or drugs. All testing information and test results in relation to an individual employee or contractor will be treated as strictly confidential by SA Power Networks and will only be accessible by authorised HR and WHS personnel and the employee's line managers. In the event that an employee or contractor is stood down due to the result of drug or alcohol tests, the reason for the standing down will be kept confidential. Other people will only be informed that the employee or contractor is not available for work, where an employee or contractor undergoes any rehabilitation or counselling or is subject to any disciplinary action due to the result of the drug or alcohol test. The detail test or as a result of drug and alcohol related problem, the details of the rehabilitation, counselling or disciplinary action will also be kept securely and confidentially. Any person who has access to confidential information related to drug or alcohol testing in accordance with the procedure must not disclose any information to any person unless the disclosed is authorised by SA Power Networks or the person to whom the information relates, or the disclosed is required by law. So the employee's responsibilities. So employees are to ensure that they completing organisational specific training for drug and alcohol awareness identified in the training matrix, and do not commence work unless at or below SA Power Networks prescribed breath alcohol concentration limits. If under the influence of any drug, prescribed or over-the-counter medications, may hinder the safety or that of any person. Only consume alcohol in the workplace at approved functions as required by this procedure, and that any alcohol is consumed responsibly. Comply with the prescribed breath alcohol concentration limits under the Road Traffic Act, including 0% for P-platers and drivers of heavy vehicles. Are aware of the impact of residual alcohol effects. The fact that a worker may blow above the prescribed BAC limit if heavily drinking the night before the test. Respect the privacy and dignity of fellow employees and leaders by not partaking in hearsay or speculation about the drug and alcohol test results, and act in accordance with SA Power Networks Code of Conduct. Do not take, possess, distribute, sell or manufacture any illicit drugs at the workplace. Do not partake in any illegal distribution, selling or manufacturing of alcohol at the workplace. Participate in SA Power Networks testing program when required, and notify their leader or manager where they assess that a fellow employee, including another leader or manager, may be under the influence of drug or alcohol. Assistance can be provided by HR if an employee requires support in doing so. That was it. All pretty clear?
Cool, thanks, Nick.
There you go.
Has anyone got anything else they want to bring up quickly?
Yeah, slings, just control your slings a bit, try and get them back on the same truck at the end of the day so they're not all over the joint, please.
I've got something real quick. It's a bit late, but I'd like to welcome a new starter that we had on Monday, Aaron Fennell. had 15 years experience in the lawn workers industry. So if you haven't already, get around to Aaron, make him feel welcome, introduce yourself over the next few days, few weeks, and yeah, that's it.
Just be a bit patient this morning, guys. We've got a bit of a shuffle with the schedule and stuff, so until we work it out, just keep yourself busy, occupied, and we'll get it sorted as quick as possible.
Good trucks, clean off trucks, clean up behind your trucks, just general stuff around the depot. If you're looking for something, ask Dano, he's always got a massive list of stuff that needs doing. Thanks guys, have a safe the rest of the week. Go to the camp.